Well, everyone, you might be trying to figure out what some of the differences are between the Apple TV box that you can basically buy and the Amazon Fire TV, the different offerings that Amazon gives you within the Fire TV systems, which are sticks and boxes and so many different things like that. Now, the first thing you have to keep in mind here is that really within both the Apple TV option, there's only really one way of getting the Apple TV full, tvOS operating system, and that is basically within a, Apple TV box. There's not really any other stick or option that we have there, which is kind of sad. Within the Amazon side, with the Amazon Fire TV, system, the operating system that has, you can go down the road of basically getting a Amazon Fire TV, Amazon Fire Stick, or the box. There's a lot of different options there. So from a range and availability standpoint, I would probably say that the Fire TV is just more available. But the Apple TV, the benefit of that is that you can go ahead and buy them. They're available all over the place and they're not that expensive anymore. So you can buy used ones, new ones, and they're just available all over the place as well. So it's not as, as hectic as it used to be, but that is just one thing from the availability standpoint. Now, between both, if you have a Fire TV stick or if you have the Amazon, Fire, if you have the Apple TV or whatever, you can kind of have both systems on both. So you do have the option within the Amazon Fire Stick. You can go through and watch Apple TV shows if you want to, and within the Apple TV, you can go through and watch Amazon TV shows as well if that's something that's up your alley. Now, within Apple TV, their main focus is selling you Apple TV Plus, which is that subscription, panel. Within Amazon, you have that Amazon, Prime Video. So that's kind of the big thing they're trying to send, a lot of people is that Prime Video option. But like I said, between both, you can watch videos, you can go on YouTube, you can watch, stream different things. There's news, there's so many other channels and things across the board between both, which is kind of nice. So I would say from an availability standpoint, there's a lot of difference, but from the features themselves, there's not really too many differences. You're still getting a lot of capability and a lot of cool stuff between both. And if there were massive differences, I'm sure we would be able to tell you, but I would say that when you're going through and going system by system, the main advantage that you're going to see between both are the exclusives, right? Because on Apple TV, there are exclusive shows and exclusive movies that are available there. And on Amazon, Fire, the Amazon Prime, there's exclusive videos and exclusive shows there too. So I would probably recommend for you to just see which shows you like. Look at the top rated, Amazon, Fire shows and Amazon, Apple, TV shows and see which ones you prefer there. Because like I said, there's going to be some pretty big differences there. And there might just be one thing to kind of keep in mind of which shows you prefer. Now, the other thing to keep in mind here too is which, stick or which box will work on which device. And both will basically work on both, right? If you're getting an Amazon Fire Stick or Apple TV, as long as you have an HDMI port or HDMI cord inside of your TV, then you're going to be able to use both. So even from that standpoint, you're really not missing out on too much. The other thing I can probably think of is the price tag. Because the price is, kind of skewed on both, it really just depends on how much you want to spend. Because Apple TVs typically will cost you a little bit more here and there than on the Amazon side. Right? If you have an Amazon Fire Stick or Amazon, stick in general, those things can cost you maybe $20 to $50, $60, maybe more, over 100 if you get the box. But the Apple TVs are probably going to range you anywhere from $100 and something, maybe even more depending on which one you get. But the thing you have to keep in mind is that within the Apple TV, those are more powerful machines that can probably give you more things to kind of go with inside of it, meaning that within an Apple TV, you have the option of actually playing, those games. You have Apple Arcade built inside of the Apple TV. So if you wanted to, you could go through and play certain games in certain, systems. If you have the Apple Arcade subscription, you can go through and use that, within your Apple TV, which again is very, very nice to have. And if I'm somebody who's going to play those types of games, it is actually very nice to be able to play that on, inside of the Apple TV. So that right there might be one thing to kind of keep in mind there too. And no, I'm just kidding. Apple Arcade is not available there. But I would probably tell you for the most part, so that is kind of an advantage you have within the Apple Arcade, an Apple TV. But I will tell you for the most part, if you're going to go through and pick up either one of these systems, it might be cheaper and just better if you just go for the Amazon one first, just because that is the cheaper system to kind of start off with. But I would say start off with that, see kind of what shows and, what movies you like, going on the Amazon side. And then if you're ready, if you want to, you can swing up for something like the, Apple TV. And if that one makes more sense, then that might be the better way for you to go. But there's pros and cons between both, and that's kind of how both of these kind of compare from that particular standpoint. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.